Hello to my Pisces. All right, Pisces, let's get right into your reading. Let's see what's in your cards. This reading is for the 14th of April through the 20th of April. Let's go. See what's in your cards. We had a pink moon in Libra. Venus is no longer retrograde by the time you see this reading. Venus won't be retrograde. I don't think so. Let's see. I am a magnet for brilliant ideas. Talking to you wherever Pisces is in your birth chart. Let's get into it. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into your reading. 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 222, trust fall. Your angels ask you to trust your place in life right now. So you are in the right place at the right time. It's time to take a look around and enjoy the moment. Everything is where it's supposed to be. Think of one thing right now that you need to let go of so that you can enjoy the moment. Give that thing gratitude and then send it off into the universe. Picture it evaporating into the thin air. It's no longer something you need to concern yourself with. 222. All right. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into your reading. Soulmate. You are your soulmate. This is duality here. Meaning that you know what your soul needs, right? You know what your soul needs. And this could be a man or woman, by the way, right? So I'm pouring into your soul. So you know what you need for your soul. How to pour into you, right? And so you know what you need to work on as far as you're concerned. So I see you taking a leap of faith. There's some energies that you won't be talking to anymore because it's just too much of a conflict with some energies, just in general. And so you know what your soul needs. And so being back in the saddle again, there's something you won't be going back to because again, it just doesn't produce any results as far as it's just too much conflict. So you know what your soul needs. And so something is over. Something is over. You're on the rebirth side. Some energies, like I said before, they're just cold. It's just not what your soul needs. You know what you need to work on as far as your soul is concerned. You're back in the saddle again. You're not going backwards to something. Something having to do with an organization. You're done. Yep, here's the Seven of Wands here. You've already prayed about it, meditated on it. You're moving on. You're working on yourself. Here's the Queen of Swords here. You're sitting on your throne, carefully vetting your thoughts. Like I said, you're a magnet for brilliant ideas. And like I said, you're praying and meditating on some things. And like I said, you're down to earth. You've already gone down that rabbit hole. Some of the things, like I said, when you go down a rabbit hole, some things that you come back with, there's nothing new under the sun. You've already gone down a particular rabbit hole. You know what your spirit needs, what it needs to thrive. And that's really what it is. Somebody has looked at their sixth house and looked at your health, your work habits, your daily routines, fitness, pets, service to others, your diet, your spiritual practices. You know what works for you, what doesn't work for you. You know what you need to work on, what you don't. You know why you're not going back is two things that you closed out. You know why you're not going back to two things. Certain things just don't work out for you. And that's the end of that. That's the end of that. Two energies, as far as you're concerned, are very, very stubborn. And as far as you're concerned, I mean, it's just unhealthy as far as money is concerned. It's unhealthy as far as your emotions. Just the emotions stubborn. They're cold-hearted and they're very stubborn. I mean, that's the only... And you're a mutable sign, so it just does not work well for you. They're both very stubborn and they're both very cold-hearted. around the energy of death. So when cycles end, they're just cold about it. So as far as and death is not always in a physical sense. It's like if a job ends or friendship ends or whatever, they're just cold about it. It's like, okay, that's it. How many times, you know. So as far as you're concerned, you're moving on. And a light has been shown on it. So as far as you're concerned, you're like, okay, I know what my soul needs. My soul does not need that. And I'm moving on. I'm not going back to that. So when you're sitting on your throne, carefully vetting your thoughts, you know what your soul needs, you know what it doesn't need, and you're just moving on. So somebody had to learn that, and it emotionally matured you. Something emotionally matured you. So, yeah. So something for you just feels like, something feels like a divine connection for you. You know what I'm saying? With somebody, something for you, I'm seeing a romantic connection for somebody, and something just feels like it's just divine connection for you. Yeah, something just feels like just like a better fit for you. That's like something that your soul feels better connected with. Something just feels like a better connection for your soul. Yeah. And it feels like almost like something just like, first, on one hand, it's like somebody felt like almost like you felt blindsided by hearing something, on one hand about two people, but at the same time, it was like, okay, that didn't sound true. So something was closed out. And you moved on. But your ancestors were in your ear about something else too. Right? Your ancestors were in your ear about something else that was brought to light, possibly about a love connection. So that's a good thing about tapping into listening to your, uncovering things about yourself, right? Because your ancestors are also in your ear too. Right, so somebody is leaving behind distractions. Somebody's now leaving behind distractions. Your ancestors were in your ear about something too. Yep, they were in your ear about a love connection. There it is. Yep, your ancestors were like, your wishes are being fulfilled. Your ancestors were in your ear about something too. They said, They made a love connection for you. They said, we know exactly what your spirit needs. So there it is. So yeah, your ancestors created something for you. They created something for you, especially after some kind of a deep, deep heartbreak, to help you to move on from something. Especially, after, some energies were used as a pawn in people's game. You and somebody were used as pawns in a game. You and somebody, you and a loved one were used as pawns in the game, and so somebody, your ancestors said, somebody were surrounded by ancestors. So love came through all of this, to help you to move on from something. You and somebody to move on from something, because you and somebody were blindsided by something. That's what you and somebody have in common. So y'all can move on. What's caught up in a death card is an obsession. So it was almost like an organization was just obsessed with, they were just obsessed with just, like I said, bullying people. Like, anyway, let's close this out. So So exhausted. So, yep. So something about a money tree. There's a book called Money Tree. Here we have wealth, independence, and then also savings and also gift. All right. So that's what I have for you in your reading. Hopefully this is helpful in the cards. So out of all of this, source brought somebody love. Your ancestors have been around you the entire time. Somebody says that the source says that you're very hard-working energy. But when you're around a lot of energies who just, like I said, a bunch of confusion, it can look like laziness, really. When you're just a lot of energy is around the wrong, and when your water is around the wrong energies, it literally can look like laziness for everybody, just anybody. If if your water is in the wrong place, it can look exhausting, like your water is always okay, yeah. So that was the whole point of all of this, because that's why there's so much fire in the cards. Whenever there's fires in the card, and I'm saying this bull here is to constantly encourage, others to try to create opportunities for each other, people to pull money together to help people to move away from spaces where they're being bullied, and not just stay in some kind of a struggle mentality around energies where people are familiar with people being bullied. Stay in a space where people know that people are being bullied. Yeah, so soak in a bath. That's what Source wants somebody to do, is to soak in a bath. That is what I have for you. Let's see. With some salt, look like Himalayan salt, with some candles. Looks like some flowers or herbs are in the water. Yep. I don't know what other kind of things are on here. Is this lotions? Yep, looks possibly like some, maybe like some sage or something. But yeah, so anyway, that's what I'm seeing for you in your cards. Hopefully this is helpful. See you in the next video. All right, bye.